Hello, and welcome to the December installment of Construction Junction, presented to you by MSU Infrastructure Planning and Facilities. We hope that you find this new online format of Construction Junction useful and informative. If you have any comments or questions concerning this presentation, or have suggestions on how we might improve, please let us know via the feedback box on the Construction Junction webpage located at the address shown. We thank you in advance for helping us improve your experience. The agenda for the December presentation will begin with updates on which projects are going to the next two Board of Trustees meetings. There will then be an informational presentation on the campus snow plan. We will then have a new presentation on the music practice building window replacement project. Lastly, we will have updates on the following projects: 1855 Place, Grand Rapids Real Estate and Research Facility Development, Children's Garden, Restroom and Sewer Line, Bioengineering Facility, Crop Science Field Laboratory Addition 2 Greenhouse, Crop Science Storage Building 2 Construct Original Building, MSU Police Special Response Team Operations Center, Engineering Building Chiller Replacement, New Intercollegiate Golf Facility, Executive Development Weekend MBA Alterations to Level A, Natural Gas Distribution, New Pipeline from Mount Hope, and the T.B. Simon Power Plant Upgrade Utility Substation. Beginning with the December Board of Trustees meeting, the projects going to the board will be, for Step 1, Authorization to Plan, IM Sports West, replace pool and locker room HVAC systems, and IM Sports Circle and various buildings, Healthy Campus Recreation and Fitness. For Step 2, Authorization to Proceed, Engineering Building Alterations to Suite 1515. Moving on to the February BOT meeting, the projects going to the board will be, for Step 2, Authorization to Proceed, Parking Lot 89, Commuter Lot, repave southeast section, Music Practice Building, replace windows, and Sheep Barn, Addition 2, Sheep Lambing and Research Facility. For Step 3, Bid and Contract Award, Food Processing and Innovation Center, and Hubbard Hall Exterior Masonry Repair 2016. We begin this month's presentation with an overview of the campus snow plan. As we all know, the 2015-16 snow season began with a bang on November 21 with a record snowfall for East Lansing. Now that winter has come, we ask that you practice good snow safety by giving yourself extra time to travel to work, driving carefully, dressing warmly, wearing sensible shoes with good traction, being extra aware of where you are walking and the condition of your path, shortening the length of your stride, and remembering to check the forecast before heading outside. For your safety, please remember to not dart out in front of or behind snow removal equipment. It is large, loud, and difficult to stop quickly. And please make eye contact with snow removal equipment operators before crossing in front of them. The university uses a combination of brine and ice melt compound to combat icy conditions. Brine solution works by preventing adhesion of snow to hard surfaces, while ice melt is used on ice that has already formed. Often, both are used in combination to speed the time it takes for the melting compound to take effect. If you see any icy spots on campus, please call the campus operator at 353-1760 to report. Please remember that it does take time for ice melt compound to take effect. Here you can see the effect that preventative brining has on the ability of crews to cleanly remove snow and ice. The areas that were brined kept snow and ice from sticking to them, thus allowing complete removal, unlike the areas that were not brined, which still retain some snow and ice even after snow removal equipment has passed. Again, an example of the preventative effect of brining ahead of a snow event. We ask that the campus community partner with IPF crews to help ensure everyone's safety by applying ice melt compound to areas outside of building entrances if they see slick spots. This helps avoid incidents until our crews have had a chance to clear the area. There are marked buckets of ice melt compound available at all entrances for this purpose. However, We also ask that you please be judicious with your use of ice melt compound in order to minimize environmental impacts. Please do not park so close to sidewalks that your vehicle's bumper hangs over it. This makes clearing the sidewalk with our motorized equipment impossible. We also ask that you avoid parking in sections of lots that have not yet been cleared, either parking in already cleared areas or waiting for our crews to finish clearing the lot before parking. We remind everyone that parking is prohibited in Residence Hall loops from 2 to 6 a.m. Our crews have a formidable task ahead of them after a snow event, and keeping these areas free from vehicles helps removal efforts go smoothly and quickly. Again, if you see icy or dangerous spots on campus, please call the MSU operator at 353-1760. If you're not able to call, you can also tweet us at MSU Facilities. For more information about MSU's snow removal plans, visit ipf.msu.edu. There you can find information on snow and ice removal services, as well as our environmentally green efforts. You can also email any feedback, suggestions, or comments to snowplan@ipf.msu.edu. We thank you for helping us keep MSU safe during the upcoming winter season. We now have a presentation on the project to replace the windows in the Music Practice Building. The Music Practice Building is located in the North Campus Academic District off West Circle Drive. The windows in Music Practice date to the building's construction in 1968 and no longer provide adequate insulation or environmental protection. As such, humidity fluctuations increase the stress and maintenance cost of instruments within the building and impact the operations of the College of Music. By replacing aged windows with modern, efficient, thermally broken windows, humidity levels can be better maintained without excessive condensation. In addition, the surface finishes will also be restored. Impacts to the campus community will include repurposing of the existing loading dock parking area to provide temporary staging area during construction, as well as possible rerouting of pedestrian traffic at adjacent sidewalk east of the building. The loading dock, as well as the main building entrance, will remain accessible during the entirety of the project. Work will be confined to one side of the building at a time. Construction is slated to begin in May of 2016, with completion in August of 2016. Here you see an aerial view of the Music Practice Building site. Here is a view of the existing curtain wall windows on the south side of the building. This project will also involve replacement of curtain wall panels. Here you can see some of the deterioration of the interior window surrounding. These areas will be restored and repainted. This is an example of some of the typical window treatments you will find in the Music Practice Building. Here you see an example of the current condition of the window exteriors. It is important to note that in keeping with the historical nature of this area on campus, this project will not result in significant changes to the building's appearance. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Music Practice Building window replacement project can be directed to the design representative, Kristen Pennock, or the construction representative, Kevin Durkin. Now we begin our individual project updates, starting with the 1855 Place project. This project is located in the Northwest Residential Mixed-Use Districts at the former site of the Michigan State Police East Lansing Post. The goals of this project include creating a living environment that supports both single student and student families around the resources they need to be academically successful, creating an institutional asset to further our world-class land grant mission, consolidating office spaces from across campus, thus freeing up space for academic programs while saving resources and improving communication, and creating synergies between residential and hospitality services and intercollegiate athletics. The scope of this project will include a 102,000 square foot mixed-use office building that will be LEED Silver certified, which will include RHS offices, intercollegiate athletic offices, as well as retail space. The project will also involve creation of 438,000 square feet of student apartments, both single student apartments, studio, 2-bedroom, and 4-bedroom, as well as family housing apartments, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom. The project will also create 2,075 parking spaces, including a parking deck to accommodate students, staff, and campus events. Funding sources will come from auxiliary funds, from RHS, intercollegiate athletics, and parking fees. Construction on this project commenced this past summer and will continue through the summer of 2017. The project will be completed in 2 phases to ensure that event parking is not impacted. This is a view of the site as it existed prior to the start of construction, showing the location of University Village, which will remain after construction is complete, the location of current event parking, which is being relocated to the south, as well as the 3 structures that are being demolished or relocated. The site redevelopment will include building of new family housing, single student apartments, retail and office space, and a new parking deck and surface lot. This project is being completed in 2 phases in order to minimize disruptions and to maintain event parking availability during the entirety of the project. Phase 1 will include demolition of the existing police post buildings and the theater department scene shop, which is being relocated to South Campus next to the MSU Federal Credit Union. Phase 1 will also include the construction of the parking ramp and surface lot, as well as the construction of 3 family housing units. During Phase 1 construction, a temporary construction access road will be installed to the west of the site. Phase 2 of the project will include construction of the single student apartment buildings, as well as the office retail tower. During this phase, event parking will be moved to the newly constructed parking deck and surface lot. Here you see an aerial view rendering of the project showing the location of the new parking deck, the office and retail towers, single student apartment buildings, the existing University Village structures, and the new family housing units. There are 4 bid packages for the Phase 2 portion of the project. Details and due dates are listed. Here we have the remaining bid packages along with their due dates. Here you see the address and building name assignments for this project. Please note that the address of the Communications Storage University Village building is changing from 1165 Garden City Road to 1159 Pine Tree Court. The address of the parking booth for Lot 63 is also changing from 721 South Harrison Road to 675 South Harrison Road. Here we have a view of the proposed office tower showing the Intercollegiate Athletic office space on the top floor. Here is a view of the mixed-use tower from the corner of Harrison and Kalamazoo. Here you see progress photos of the construction of the 3 family housing units. Here we have progress photos of the construction of the parking deck structure. And here we have progress photos of the construction of the new event surface parking lot. For those of you who would like to follow the progress of construction on this project, please check out the live webcam site at the address on the screen. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the 1855 Place project can be directed to the design representative, Dick Temple, the project representative, Andy Linebaugh, or the construction manager, Terry Clemens with Rawbridge Construction. We next have an update on the Grand Rapids Real Estate and Research Facility Development Project. This project is located in the heart of Grand Rapids in the area known as the Medical Mile. As indicated, this is an off-campus project being completed in the city of Grand Rapids in the North Monroe neighborhood as part of the Medical Mile area. This site was chosen because of its proximity to the downtown area as well as other medical and research facilities. This building will be the cornerstone of the North Monroe neighborhood development and river restoration projects. Construction on this project began in June and is scheduled to be ready for occupancy in July of 2017. Here you see progress of the site beginning on March 23rd with demolition of the existing Grand Rapids Press building and progressing to November 16 with completion of the structural steel components. On November 19, the placement of the final steel beam was marked with a topping off ceremony that included researchers as well as an address from the interim dean of the College of Human Medicine, Dr. Aaron Souza. Here you see the site plan for the new structure. It will abut both Michigan Street and Monroe Avenue, with ample space to the north for parking. The site has additional space available to accommodate any future possible additions. Here is an artist rendering of the planned Michigan Street Monroe Avenue Plaza, showing hard surfaces as well as planned rain gardens and landscape features. Here is an aerial view rendering of the plaza. It is worth noting that as part of the North Monroe neighborhood redevelopment, there are plans to build restaurant and mixed-use space directly across Monroe Avenue from the building. Here we have an exterior rendering of the view from Monroe Street. For those of you who would like to follow the progress of construction on this project, please check out the live webcam site at the address on the screen. There you'll be able to see past and present views of the site. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Grand Rapids Real Estate and Research Facility Development Project can be directed to the design representative, Dick Temple, the project representative, Mike Morgan, or a construction manager, Chad Webster, with Clark Rockford Construction. Next, we have a wrap-up of the Children's Garden Restroom Project. The 4-H Children's Garden is located in the Central Academic District, adjacent to the Horticulture Gardens. This project was initiated to provide accessible family restrooms adjacent to the Children's Garden, which will replace the portable units. The project is now substantially complete and has increased safety for children and visitors who no longer need to walk across a sometimes busy parking lot to the nearest restrooms in the Plant and Soil Sciences building. It will encourage efficiency of programs with nearby facilities and accommodates ADA needs for all visitors and staff. The facility will also be easily cleaned and maintained. The project also included expansion of the Creation Station, restoring an existing deteriorating pergola, and installation of a new demonstration table. The scope of the project included building of 2 restrooms and a mechanical room, installation of occupancy sensors and solar tubes to provide natural light, as well as 2 drinking fountains on the exterior. The building is set to automatically lock, which will accommodate seasonal hours. Here is the initial site plan for the project, showing the location of the restrooms, mechanical room, and drinking fountains. You can also see the area to the east, which expands the existing Creation Station patio, creating room for the demonstration table and teaching station. Here you see a rendering of the planned building and the actual finished structure. The color scheme was chosen to match the existing scheme of the Creation Station. The wall area behind the drinking fountains is planned to have ceramic tile installed at a later date. Here is a view of the restored Creation Station pergola, which lies between the 2 buildings. Here you see some views of the restroom interiors. The restrooms have LED lighting, electric heating, and were constructed with epoxy flooring to aid in cleaning and maintenance. At this time, the building has been winterized for the season and will reopen in the spring. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Children's Garden Restroom project can be directed to the construction representative, Carol Kuhl. Next, we have an update on the new bioengineering facility. The facility is located in the South Academic District between the Life Sciences and Clinical Center structures. This project includes construction of a 4-story research lab building that is designed to facilitate interdisciplinary research and interaction among all occupants. The building will be physically connected to the existing Clinical Center C Wing and Life Science B Wing, with proximity to the Radiology Building to facilitate the sharing of core research resources. Construction on the facility began in September of 2013, and completion is expected at the end of the current month. Impacts to the campus community include removal of the North Drive off Service Road, east of Life Science, and relocation of the access to the Life Science loading dock to the south off Woodlot Drive. During the final phase of the project, construction traffic will be reduced. Here you see an exterior view of the south facade. The new driveway is in, new LED site lighting has been installed, and the surrounding areas have been hydroseeded. Here is a view of the new seat wall, a feature which appears to climb down the building, thus drawing attention to the main entrance. The entrance also includes a stainless steel handicap access bollard, as well as automatic doors. Here you see the new light shelves and window shades. The light shelves redirect natural light deeper into the building structure. The shade controls are connected to sun sensors, which will automatically adjust the shade position depending on the amount of sunlight hitting the windows, to aid in interior temperature maintenance. Here is a view of the recycling center between office spaces. These centers connect the north and south sides of the building. Here you see a typical first-floor office space. Furniture installation is ongoing through the end of this month. Here is a view of a typical first-floor cubicle area. These areas will provide write-up space for graduate students. Here we have an example of the bathroom fixtures. All the lighting in bathrooms is LED, and the faucets are auto-sensing and hardwired to eliminate battery replacement. The terrazzo flooring was designed to mimic a nerve cell pattern, which ties into the structure's function. Here you see an example of the collaboration and breakout seating areas. Most of the construction site is now open, except for an area just south of the Life Science building. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the bioengineering facility project can be directed to the construction representative, Ken Gottschalk. Next, we have an update on the Crop Science Greenhouse Addition project. This structure is located in the agricultural district adjacent to the existing crop science facility. This project serves to provide expansion of the potato breeding and genetics program, separation of genetically modified potatoes and certified seed production, and spatial organization of research activities in the field lab. The scope of the project included basic site work, polycarbonate sidewalls and Durafilm roofing, and a connection to the existing field lab. The project utilized the same contractor that constructed the greenhouse that was already on site, and the same materials as the existing greenhouse. This will allow for lower cost of required periodic replacement of sidewall and roofing materials. Construction began on July 1st and has been substantially complete as of November 15. There is still some work being done on final installation of the greenhouse controls. Here is an aerial view of the site as it existed prior to construction of the new greenhouse. You can see the location just north of the field lab with the connector to the existing building. Here is a photo of the completed greenhouse. And another view from the northwest. Please note that the building was designed so that it can be extended in the future if needed. There is also room on the site for an additional 3 greenhouses if the need should arise. Here you see the part of the structure that connects the new greenhouse to the existing field lab. This connector houses the backup generator as well as the control panels for the greenhouse. In this photo, you see installation of tables, benches, and lighting fixtures. This is a view of the eastern portion of the greenhouse that has gravel flooring. This area will be used for future hydroponic growing research. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Crop Science Greenhouse project can be directed to the project representative, Ben Darling. Next, we have an update on the Crop Science Storage Building project. This structure is located in the Agricultural District at the site that houses the Crop Science facility. The university has transitioned away from hosting the annual Ag Expo, which resulted in a significant loss of off-season storage at the Expo site. This project serves to provide replacement storage space, brings the storage space closer to the existing Crop Science operational area, which allows for better monitoring and security, and eliminates the need to transport equipment to multiple storage sites. The scope of the project included a post-frame construction structure encompassing 14,256 square feet. Construction on the structure began in mid-October and was substantially completed on December 4. There remains some continued work on the outside drainage system. Here you see an aerial view of the location of the old Ag Expo grounds to the west and the existing Crop Science site to the east. Storage of equipment on the Crop Science site will provide better monitoring of equipment, thus ensuring greater security. Here is a more detailed aerial view of the old Ag Expo site showing the existing storage buildings. It is planned that one of the existing buildings will be repurposed as a prop shop for the MSU Theater Department. Here you see an aerial view of the Crop Science site showing the location of the new storage building. Here is a drawing of the building as it was planned. The new storage building was designed to closely match the existing storage building that was already on the Crop Science site. Here you see a photo of the building nearing completion. Note that even though the building was designed to closely match the existing storage building already on site, it has been constructed with clear panels under the eaves rather than skylights on the roof. This will provide natural lighting without the maintenance issues that have been experienced with the existing building skylights. Here you see another view from the north of the completed structure, showing the light panels under the eaves. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Crop Science Storage Building project can be directed to the project representative, Ben Darling. Next, we have an update on the MSU Police Special Response Team Operations Center project. This project is located in the Agricultural District just south of Jolly Road between College and Hagedorn Roads. This project serves to relocate the existing facility at the former Michigan State Police Post site, which is being displaced as part of the 1855 Place project. It provides one building which houses equipment and vehicle storage as well as personnel space. This facility will serve as the Regional Response Team Operations Center and provides optimal location to incorporate with other trainings. The scope of the project included a high bay drive-through wing for vehicle and equipment storage and a low bay wing for personnel lockers, equipment, and briefing space. This project also included the running of fiber optic and natural gas lines to the site. Construction began on October 1st and was ready for occupancy on December 1st. Here you see an aerial view of the site, which is just east of the existing poultry research and teaching site. There were 2 proposed orientations of the building, but the east-west orientation was chosen to provide better access in and out of the site. Here you see the floor plan of the structure showing the high bay vehicle storage area to the right and the personnel areas to the left. The personnel area will incorporate a locker room, briefing room, and bathrooms. Here you see the structure during completion. The high bay doors are clearly visible in the foreground. Here is a progress photo of the structure nearing completion, showing the installation of the high bay doors. Here we have another view of the structure, showing the high bay portion to the right and the low bay personnel area to the left. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the MSU Special Response Team Operations Center project can be directed to the project representative, Ben Darling. Next, we have an update on the engineering building chiller replacement project. The engineering building is located in the Central Academic District, just west of Anthony Hall. This project serves to replace aging cooling equipment at the end of its useful service life, to implement a comprehensive, long-range plan to create a regional chilled water loop among 6 buildings, including Engineering Building, Anthony Hall, Food Science, Natural Resources, Packaging, and Communications Arts and Sciences, and will create a chilled water network serving the affected buildings as efficiently as possible. This project is being completed in 2 phases in order to minimize disruptions. Phase 1 involves construction of a chilled water loop, which will include site excavation near the engineering building south wing, site excavation between engineering's Dow wing and Anthony Hall, and installation of new chilled water main piping. Phase 2 will involve equipment upgrades in satellite buildings to include addition of pumps and controls in natural resources, packaging, and communication arts and sciences, and decommissioning of the aging electric chillers at Communication Arts. This phase will also involve chiller replacement at Engineering Building, to include replacement of steam absorption chillers with new electric chillers, expansion of building electrical substation, and installation of new roof-mounted cooling towers. To comply with the university's energy and sustainability imperatives, the new chillers will produce chilled water using 60% less energy than the absorption machines currently installed. They will fit in the existing mechanical room, avoiding excessive site disturbance for a building addition. They are also large enough to be base-loaded versus Anthony and Food Science chillers. The most efficient machines in the loop will meet cooling demands at all 6 buildings for a majority of the year. The project will avoid investing in a chiller plant at both the Engineering Building and Communication Arts and Sciences buildings, thus saving money. Impacts to the campus community will include pedestrian detours during site construction. Construction zones will be properly separated to prevent unauthorized access. Building crane lifts will be coordinated well in advance. No adverse parking impacts are expected. Site access will require contractor coordination and just-in-time deliveries. Pedestrian circulation on site will be impacted in the summer of 2015, with minimal impacts lasting until April of 2016. Construction on this project began in May, with pedestrian circulation restored on August 14th. The chiller system will be substantially complete in April of 2016. Here's an aerial view of the Phase 2 construction site zone. Note that all building entrances will remain open during this phase. Here you see the location on the engineering building roof where the old chillers were removed. Here is a photo of the engineering building mechanical room after demolition of existing equipment. Here is a view of the new piping that is being installed in Anthony Hall as part of the chilled water loop. Here you see the installation of new concrete pads to accommodate new pumps at Anthony Hall. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the engineering building chiller replacement project can be directed to the construction representative, Todd Wilson. Next, we have an update on the new Intercollegiate Golf Facility project. This project is located in the Athletic and Recreation District in the Forest Acres West site. This project was necessary as the existing Intercollegiate golf facility was built in 1958 and was built with residential-grade construction, thus requiring ongoing maintenance. The conversion of the outdoor pavilion into an indoor practice area in 2006 served to extend the building's functionality, but fell far short in comparison to competing Big Ten facilities. A new facility is necessary to enable the recruitment, training, and development of future athletes and to ensure continued success of the MSU golf team. The scope of this project involves site work to include a more prominent entry, parking, updated utilities, and landscaping, and a new building to include coaching offices, locker rooms, indoor practice green, public player lounge and gathering space, public restrooms, small weight training area, small club repair room, and display space. Impacts to the campus community will be minimal. All areas of the West Course will remain open during construction. There will be periodic traffic impacts to facilitate material deliveries. Construction began in May, and the building will be ready for occupancy sometime in January of 2016. Here you see the proposed floor plan of the facility, showing the location of the indoor practice area, club repair and storage, locker rooms, video room, fitness space, lounge, and main entry. Here's an artist rendering of the front exterior of the new facility. And here we have a current view of the front exterior. Construction on the indoor practice area is nearing completion. Here you see a view of the southwest facade of the building. Landscaping will be postponed until the spring of next year. Here you see the stone finish that is being installed inside of the front entrance. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Intercollegiate Golf Facility project can be directed to the construction representative, Todd Wilson. Next, we have an update on the alterations to Level A in the Henry Center for Executive Development. This project is located in the Athletic and Recreative District, just off Forest Road. This project serves to provide the Executive MBA program a more visible physical presence within the Henry Center for Executive Development. Its current location on the garden level is away from classroom areas and is not easily identified. The project also serves to provide students more convenient access to the departmental office and the new business center, and better utilizes the limited remaining prime square footage within the building. The scope of the project included relocation and reconfiguration of an existing walk-in cooler, rerouting of the building corridor through the interior space, which provides prime space for new offices, conversion of an underutilized coat closet into a business center for staff and student use, and construction of approximately 900 square feet of offices, meeting space, work area, and reception. Impacts to the campus community were minimal and included minor impacts on availability of parking, limited use of the service corridor during cooler relocation, temporary closure of the building corridor, and brief fire alarm and fire suppression shutdowns. Construction began on July 13 and was completed on November 20. There was a ribbon cutting ceremony on Friday, December 4th. Here is a floor plan of the structure as it existed, showing the main corridor running along the outside walls of the facility. This is the floor plan of the updated space. Note that the main corridor has been moved to allow for office space to be placed along the outside walls, thus offering natural lighting to the more often used areas. The business center has also been relocated to the area previously used as a coat closet. This gives them a more visible presence in the facility. Here we see some photos of construction in progress and the finished product. Here we have some additional photos of construction progress and the finished areas. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding the Henry Center MBA office project can be directed to the design representative, Brian Mullen. Next, we have an update on the new natural gas pipeline project. This project is located in the service district between Mount Hope Road and the T.B. Simon Power Plant. This project serves to increase the reliability of the natural gas delivery system to the T.B. Simon Power Plant. The scope of this project includes installation of a new 12-inch natural gas pipeline from Mount Hope Road to a new meter stand at the power plant, previously installed by Consumers Energy. The existing gas service to the power plant will remain connected for redundancy. There will also be augmentation to several miles of high-pressure main in the Lansing area. Impacts to the campus community will be minimal. The project site is isolated to the service district of South Campus at the T.B. Simon Power Plant and adjacent areas. Pipeline installation is being performed by Consumers Energy. Site restoration will be performed by Infrastructure Planning and Facilities Landscape Services Department. Construction began in October. Gas service is expected to be finished by this December, with full project completion in June of 2016. Here you see the proposed route of the pipeline from Mount Hope Road, between the existing commuter lot and Old Ag Expo grounds, to the T.B. Simon Power Plant. Here is a photo of the gas meter stand adjacent to the power plant where the pipeline will connect. Here is a photo of the staging area showing the piping that is being installed. Here you see restoration of the bore pits that were used to install piping sections while minimizing disruption to the surrounding areas. Specific questions regarding the natural gas pipeline project can be directed to the construction representative, Chris Barnes. Finally, we have an update on the T.B. Simon Power Plant Utilities Substation project. This project is located in the service district adjacent to the power plant. This project serves to provide a substation with increased capacity and reliability to deliver power to the FRIB and the T.B. Simon Power Plant. The scope of the project consists of three elements: an underground 138 kilovolt transmission line from the existing Michigan Electric Transmission Company transmission line north to the substation, installation of a larger capacity substation consisting of 2 transformers with space for a third, and connection of the substation to the new switch house being installed by FRIB. Construction on the project is scheduled to begin in January of 2016, with power available by March of 2017. Here you see the location of the proposed utility substation adjacent to the coal storage area. Here you see an aerial view of the project site showing the location of the proposed substation, the route for the 138 kilovolt underground transmission line, and the connection to the Michigan Electric Transmission Company transmission line. If you would like further information about this or any other project, visit the construction.msu.edu webpage. There you will find links to all current and past projects. Specific questions regarding utility substation project can be directed to the construction representative, Chris Barnes. This concludes the December Construction Junction presentation. We encourage you to visit the Infrastructure Planning and Facilities website at www.ipf.msu.edu. There you will find information on construction and maintenance alerts, detour information, construction junction information, project and contact information. There are also a number of other IPF resources available, including listservs that you can subscribe to and keep up to date with various IPF projects and events. We encourage you to stay connected with IPF via social media. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and watch our videos on YouTube. Construction Junction presentations will be made available on the CJ website beginning on the 7th of each month. Upcoming presentations will be posted on January 7th, February 7th, and March 7th. We thank you for taking time to check us out, and we hope you'll visit us again.